So what about San Diego isn't beer culture? Every bar you walk into, no matter what part of the county you're in, you're going to find more craft than domestic, which is pretty amazing, and that's largely due to the last 30 years and the hard work of a lot of our pioneer breweries and the San Diego Brewers Guild. They've been open in 1997, or they began in 1997, and that just kind of started creating awareness and visibility to everybody in the community about what was really going on.
I know that now the craft beer community brings in more revenue to San Diego than even Comic-Con, which is a huge thing for the city. I'm actually a huge comic book guy myself, but it's really neat to see how it's grown over the past few years and just exploding from the time we opened up. I want to say we were brewery number 58, something like that in the community. Now we're up to almost 120. Yeah, is an insane amount of growth in just 3 years alone. So the economic impact, I mean, you can see the writing on the wall. You see billboards growing up. You see a lot of restaurants focusing on the craft beer. You see the signs showing up, like, we offer craft beer here. Even at gas stations, you're starting to see that come around.
I mean, San Diego's a magical place. The weather, 90% of the time it's 74 degrees and sunny. Is there a better time for beer? And then when it's raining, you're excited that it's raining. So that's a great time for beer. But also it's just, the ability for everybody to work off each other, to use local ingredients, to be able to have that phone a friend where they can call someone and ask them for assistance, or ask them for a bag of grain, or ask them for yeast.
Especially in an area where there's so much competition. It's highly impacted in this community. But what's neat as well with just the craft community is, like, since we all kind of rely on each other, it's one big family, we get help and support from other breweries. The guys from Coronado have been like a sister company to us. That's where Troy came from. And they would help us with like a leg up, like, oh, you should talk to these people, or they'll talk to their accounts like, yeah, Belgian Beaver makes good things, and just kind of pay it forward.
Again, luckily we're a huge word of mouth community. People are always excited to try something new and support someone new. I know when I go to the bar, pretty much 90% of the time the first beer I have is going to be something I've never had before. Now, whether that be from a brewery that I've been supporting for a long time or somebody new, I'm always going to try something new. So it's exciting, keeps everybody together.
I think you notice that a lot of people aren't set on just one thing. Everyone's palate's looking to kind of have it all. So you're getting people that are crawling tasting room to tasting room. Like, that's a thing. That's a social ordeal now, that we don't just go to one brewery. We're going to go to 4. We're going to go to 5. I made it through 8 once, and that was quite an adventure.
San Diego is on the map for having exponentially hoppy beers. We're known for having like a very casual, mellow, light-bodied, light-flavored grain bill. So the malt that are in there are not going to have a lot of dominant sweetness, but the hops are going to be very, very bright, very vibrant. There's a lot of Pacific Northwest hops that are commonly used down here, a lot of New Zealand and Australian hops that are used around here, and there's new hops being created all the time.
Craft beer in general, or American craft, is always about innovation and trying something new. And I don't know if it's the nice weather or not, but like, our palates seem to embrace that change. And you see that nowadays with like the growth of different fruit beers on the rise, sour beers on the rise, people starting to spice things up. We ourselves tend to experiment a lot, trying something new, and it's getting a great response. And we notice that when we open a location and another brewery comes in, your business is just growing, because we're attracting like-minded clientele, and that's how the craft consumer is. They want to visit multiple spots. They want to try different people's interpretations of different beers, and it's a wonderful thing to see.
Making solid, consistent, clean beer and having the mindset that we're all in this together will take you really, really, really far in San Diego, because that's what it's about. We want people to come to San Diego, and we want people to try a beer they've never had before, and we want them to love it. So whatever we can do to support each other and to make that be everyone's experience when they come into the city, that's our main goal.